Hi guys, welcome to another game from Armies of Exigo, and this time we'll take a look on another 1v1 between Soulskeeper and Suwak, this time on Quiet Meadows. So let's take a look on it. We have Soulskeeper in the top right corner with the blue Empire and Suwak with the yellow Fallen in the top left corner. So as I said, we'll have a small series of games between these two players. Last time we saw a matchup between Suwak on Beast against Soulskeeper on Fallen on the map Darkside Forest. So this time Suwak is taking the race of Soulskeeper and Soulskeeper is swapping to Empire this time. And he's opening with really early front farm. That's really interesting. You definitely don't need farm this early with Empire. So he's wasting some resources here. I would understand early barracks, so you can access towers really quickly, or just really fast swordsman. But really early front farm is definitely quite interesting. Of course, you can then use the peasant for scouting, but then he could just not build a farm and go scout immediately. He's bringing another peasant here anyways. I guess he wants to double scout maybe. I guess he knew he was against Fallen and wanted to see what strategy is being played against him. But yeah, Suwak is actually going for a front base instead of fast expansion. Pretty rare to see, I would say. So let's see how it's gonna end. Of course, Soulskeeper gonna scout it. He also made a front base, so he should be completely safe here. But Suwak opening only with one hive, so I think he wants to play it a little bit safe. At the same time, he wants to expand, I believe. And Soulskeeper is coming here with a farm. But he made it a little early close to the gold fields. I mean, Suwak could potentially just make the expansion behind it if he would want to, but I guess he will just bring a harvester here and destroy it. And he will also make it here, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, it could be a little bit closer, but he doesn't really care. He's laughing there as well. Of course, you want to place the farm, like, in this location, ideally. So, yeah, not really. So, I mean, Soulskeeper probably saw this strategy in some replay or something and wanted to utilize it, but it's not that simple, let's say. So, yeah, Soulskeeper preparing a tower here. Not upgraded yet. Actually, he's making second tower. I mean, this really doesn't make much sense. Of course, there is some stingers on the map, but he saw an expansion from the enemy. He has a swordsman, he already has one tower, and he's still investing into more towers instead of expanding himself. I mean, he should either expand or make more barracks and try to push the enemy, but that's not possible anymore. You can't push this, basically. With Empire, there is already a hive and also harvesters, so no way you can push that. So the only logical solution here would be to expand, which I guess he's saving for now, but it will be really late. Stinger of Suwak is already in the base of Soulskeeper as well, checking for the strategies here. Another farm as well. Soulskeeper is locked on population now. Stinger will go around. You might actually still be able to squeeze with Stingers through here, because the towers are so much on this side. This one should be further down here, and even this one should be probably more in the middle. But Stingers are still accumulating. Not sure about his harvester. He was just kinda chilling here, trying to protect not much, but now he's returning to resources when this is finished. Also, there was a nice early incubator. But I would like to see maybe either Valkakun or... yeah, he's producing spitters at least. Okay, he's utilizing the early incubator. Also, resources for expansion are already available, so maybe he will go for one. No, he goes for 2 more hives. Probably trying to launch some pressure there. He's also checking other bases just to make sure Soulskeeper is not trying to secretly expand somewhere, because Suwak saw that Soulskeeper didn't make the second base after he scouted the Suwak second base, so that probably confused Suwak a little bit, and now he's trying to figure out what's happening and maybe find a secret base of Soulskeeper, but that didn't happen. He just delayed his expansion. There isn't much more to it. Now he's coming with 4 swordsmen here. Yeah, there is no tower, but there is already a spitter and there is still the harvesters, so that also shouldn't achieve much. Even though, of course, the spitter alone cannot do much here. I guess he's trying to at least pull the harvesters away from the gold, but then he's just taking 3 damage from the spitter. And more are in production, so he will have to pull back eventually anyways. I guess he still didn't even check this. I would probably rather check the other bases of the Fallen. He dealt some free damage, but the Fallen can start healing immediately. Even though he wants to use the spitters actively, of course, aggressively, but he could start healing while the Empire needs to wait for a temple, which is already being built. He'll also get a nice early 11th century. Phoenix is already out here, taking some damage, but should be able to escape and survive, scout something, hopefully. It's actually retreating for here, I guess. I mean, I would definitely at least first check the base here, maybe another one somewhere, and of course the main base to check for infrastructure, but I guess he wants to get his 74 HP back first. And as I said, there is a weak point, so I guess it still has the range here, but it's really far away. And there should be second barracks definitely here. Or the gnome workshop, doesn't really matter, I guess he wants to hide it, but just anything to protect it would be nice. As you can see, stingers are already joining in here. 2 more barracks in the back, yeah, so not really utilizing them for protection. Some towers on villagers for air protection. And there is a Valkokun, so that could be useful. Also Soul Trap, and finally the third base that we see here from Suwak, who is still also constantly scouting all bases on the map. Some first priests are being made as well, more pikemen, and first catapult. I mean, the problem is he's playing from 2 bases. Yeah, I mean, you could potentially try to create some timing push with Empire, with catapults from 2 bases against Fallen, who made his third base, invested some resources into it, didn't get any resources back from it yet, and then you time the timing push with Empire at that moment, but I think he would still die, because if you go into open field, the catapults will get surrounded by stingers, melee will get killed by spitters, elf rangers will die to stingers, yeah, so you would just need a nice combination of lots of elf rangers, some melee units to protect against stingers, and priests, lots of priests, but you just don't have time for that. And if you wait too long, you will just die because of the macro advantage from the third base or the Fallen. So I don't think it's a viable strategy to, in any scenario, win from 2 bases against 3 with a timing push with Empire against Fallen. At least in the patch when this was played, of course. We see Resurrection buff here, or upgrade. I was heavily against it in the past, making it so early. I mean, I'm still against making it like before any priests, usually, but he already has 3 priests, so that's fine. The main problem I have with it is that without disciples, it's not bringing you that much value. You need 150 mana for 1 cast, while with disciples I think it's 105, so you can cast still only 1, but I mean, it's only like 10 more mana you need to cast another one, so in a fight you will usually with full mana cast 2 of them with each priest, and they're just way more valuable, and the priests in general spawn with pretty low mana, so you need to just wait with them in base, accumulate the mana, and in general you don't get much value from it usually. But of course in this patch it was probably still kinda solid, we also nerfed it a little bit, so depends. Seeker immediately dying. Obsidian Tower, I don't know if Suwak scouted that. Of course he scouted it, but not sure if he clicked on the building. But it's a really small building, so it's either Obsidian Tower or normal tower. And it's a little too big for normal tower. But yeah, we see some elf rangers even there. I think this is maybe a full wall. Might need to exit from here by entering buildings, which will be pretty annoying later on. He also has the castle already, of course, when he's going for Obsidian Tower. The thing is that he got his Obsidian Tower and we don't see any utilization of it. He has lots of resources, he has the gems for mages and stuff, but we don't see any production, we don't see the Kree research. Now trailblazing. Now he spent all of his gems, yeah. He's producing 2 mages. For some reason he queued up 1 behind the advanced barracks upgrade instead of just here, when it could start producing immediately. So he's still not utilizing the Obsidian Tower for any production or researches. Even getting a second tower here. There is a Seeker. And some lot of towers here. Suwak preparing a push with lots of spitters, some stingers, and also Void Walkers. Another Vengeance Hall, mana depletion getting ready. And so we're actually running out of his base to clear this location for his expansion. He's preparing a tower, but now these units are in extreme danger. So I could be waiting with his army here and now surround them and kill them. It was a really dangerous move. And he didn't leave actually any protection there anyways, so the peasant will just die. Didn't really achieve anything. I mean, he killed one stinger, lost one peasant, but also some resources on the towers, so yeah, nothing too great. But looks like Suwak is just preparing a timely push on 3 bases. He has some stingers prepared here for a drop, so the 2 towers might be actually quite useful even though they are not tier 3. Those would have AoE, so it would be even better, but if we can catch them with a Nova before they land, that would be OP, but I don't think Soulskeeper will succeed in that. Suwak just making combination of everything, Stingers, Spitters, Nightmares, Matriarchs and also Void Walkers. There is already the Mages, let's see, Stinger drop. Nova, like half of them, okay, not terrible. But the towers will probably die if Suwak can focus it properly. If there would be teamwork and 5 villagers repairing it, it would be a different story, but that's not really happening. So yeah, the tower will fall, but I think there is still lots of peasants. Yeah, 10 peasants, if they just go out they can kill the stingers. Not sure what Soulskeeper is waiting for here. He's just not gathering now. And now he's getting pushed here. But of course he has the mages, so Void Walkers are not a problem, he can dispel that. He definitely needs to wait for the disciples. Finally, I mean the stingers will probably die to this tower. So I needed to micro it a little bit better, but of course Soulskeeper could have killed it way earlier. Not sure if there is already decrease researched, but he has catapults at least for some splash. We even see some cursed trees being used, even though he also got mana depletion upgrade. Yeah, he doesn't have enough matriarchs to utilize all of that, but he's getting more of them now. Improve focusing. We don't see any knights, he doesn't even have Circle of the Ancients, but of course he's on 2 bases, he has to be careful. He's 30 population behind, but now he has disciples. I mean the main problem here is that he doesn't have any priests. I think he should have made only 2 mages or even just 1, or none at all, but I mean he needs dispels for the freezes. Now we can dispel, okay. But he should have definitely made more priests. He just won't have enough resurrections. Especially when he has so many swordsmen. If you have knights you don't need that many resurrections, because the knights are stronger, it's fewer of them, of course they are higher population and stuff. But if you have lots of swordsmen, then those of course require lots of resurrections. And especially if there will be also like manipulations and stuff. I'm a little bit afraid he won't have any resurrections actually in the fight. He's still trying to get the 3rd base. But of course Fallen is already getting a 4th one, he's 30 population ahead. Now coming from this side, his priest might actually die. If he doesn't pull him back. But we don't see any focus fire there from Suwak. And this might be the big fight, one Void Walker coming from behind. Nice freeze, but the mages are still free, so we see a dispel there. Catapults are not really in the action. Nice freeze. Where is the dispel? Soulskeeper just sleeping here, but eventually he got it. There are the mana depletions on all priests, all mages and like half of the priests. There was some last resurrection. But as you can see, yeah, Soulskeeper managed to bring the population to similar amounts. But now he doesn't have the casters. This is the moment where Suwak needs to push quickly, because Soulskeeper doesn't have mana on casters. If that regenerates, and he even maybe gets a 3rd base behind this, it might be a big problem. But we also see Suwak now introducing Avengers, which might also help. Soulskeeper is sitting on 1000 gold, so, and also wasting some resources here, so he's definitely not gonna reproduce his army quickly. Even losing some melee units here for free. Yeah, he doesn't have really any frontline remaining. Suwak also, but Fallen doesn't necessarily need frontline. And there is still lots of matriarchs, kinda low mana. I mean both of them have pretty low mana now. The catapults might be dangerous here with the splash damage. Lots of melee units. There is still some resurrections. Yeah, I think he produced some new priests. Yes, more of them than before, I believe. So Suwak is getting heavily pushed back. Voidwalkers left behind. But maybe they will all survive. Looks like it. And some nice melee units died there. I think he wanted to cast a decree. He maybe still could if he has it researched even. He lost the mage anyways. Fourth base ready for Fallen, but no saturation yet. There is one AFK Harvester, another one coming. This is oversaturated. He could, and this is undersaturated, and there is some problem with Harvesters, I believe. Seeker checking this. Yeah, there is already too many towers. He needs to utilize Avengers if he wants to push that. He farmed some experience. His Spitters are level 3, Avengers level 2, Nightmares 3, Stingers 4 actually. We don't see any auras in the Empire army, only one level 2 Swordsman and one level 2 Pikeman here, so that's nothing major. Another Seeker dying. Suwak like 50 population ahead now. Probably a bit more population in villagers, but now the third base of Soulskeeper is finishing. I mean, he has 500 gems. I really don't know what he's doing there. You can't just sit on gems with Empire. And he's actually still spamming Swordsman, so he should have just already be making Knights at this point. Also, the saturation isn't full here. But he got a third base, so let's see. Of course, Suwak is definitely on the timer. He's trying to get many bases. I mean, yeah, if he gets like double the amount of bases and like lots of production buildings, he can probably still somehow win it if he will be a little bit ahead in population, because Soulskeeper is definitely nowhere near to full population yet. He can probably win it by some alternating between Avenger army, Beholder army, and some combination of casters. But here he's doing some split push, Spitters on the bottom, here on the top the rest of the army. Fortunately he did the Stinger drop behind this into the main base of Soulskeeper, and he was definitely not prepared for that, so Soulskeeper will lose his main base, probably his castle as well, so he won't be able to reproduce or rebuild his infrastructure. Sorry for the Discord ping, guys. That's actually Soulskeeper writing to me. But yes, Suwak is retreating to his towers. He has 3 chain towers here, forcing the army of Soulskeeper away. He has catapults, but there is also Stingers, so it will take him a while to siege this down, of course, and that's giving Suwak lots of time to reproduce. He's still 40 population ahead. He's killing here, but he's also getting shot by a tower. He definitely needs to mainly finish the castle. And now we see some attempt from Soulskeeper again, but this is not ideal. He has half of his swordsmen there, or all of them basically. Here is Pikeman running into the towers. Casters behind it. This is just a really strong defense. There is 3 towers. Avengers, all the casters behind it. And I think he will just get sword. I mean, he's still pushing here, but he doesn't have any more resurrections, I believe, or maybe a few. It's mainly drained. Yeah. There is a huge army of Suwak coming from behind his double population. Soulskeeper is still on 3 bases. If he would escape with all of these casters down here, like 15 seconds ago, he could have probably still remade his army somehow, because he has 3 bases. He would have to also be saturating during the fight. But he just went all in and then gave up, so it's GG, and Suwak takes the win after 25 minutes 51 seconds with a little bit more kills, but definitely way more produced units, but also there was some metamorphosis. Basically some experience, definitely way more researches, and a little bit more resources as well. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I'll see you in the next one, so take care, guys.